Welcome, guys. Welcome. It's good to be here. The Jorge Castaneda fight. We're going to get into it. Jonathan Gonzalez, Jorge Castaneda came up a little short with it. I'm going to let everyone join. We're going to do a live reaction to that fight once you guys pour in. Let me know what you guys think, though. Let me know when you guys pour in here. This is not what I'm looking for. Hang on. All right, I'm gonna let you guys pour in. Let me know when y'all are here. Let me know as you guys pour in. We're gonna get into this a little bit. All right. All right. It's the first time I'm doing this, y'all. Hey, all right, we got someone. All right, so what did you guys think of the fight? You know, I said that Castaneda would start slow, and he did. I said that Gonzalez would. I say. Let's get started. I said that Gonzalez would be too willing to exchange. I thought that Castaneda would come on strong. I thought that Castaneda would rally. I thought I said he would start slow. You know, he just started a little too slow. He lost one too many rounds. He got knocked down. He just got a little bit too far behind. You think he won, Saul? You think I mean, you think how'd you have it? How'd you have it? I thought I had him losing by a point. I thought the knockdown was the difference. I just thought he, got a little bit too far behind. And it was just enough for I thought Castaneda swept the last 4 rounds, but I only gave him one of the first 6. So I had it 5-5, but I had 95-94 for Gonzalez. Gonzalez is a better fighter. He's a classier fighter. He could take a shot. We didn't know really how much he could take a shot. But it was enough, right? Like it was just enough to survive. Gonzalez rallied, he scored some shots. He was able to keep Castaneda off of him, right? And he's able to stop him in his tracks when it looked like Castaneda. It was in the 9th round where Castaneda hit him with a body shot, where Castaneda really, really hurt Gonzalez, and it looked like, okay, this may be it. Like he may be able to go for it here. He may be able to let it go. But Gonzalez would catch him with the left hand and just slow him down, just take a little bit of steam out of Castaneda's momentum. But there was definitely a switch in the momentum. It's not that he was. It was not that. I'm sorry. It was not that Castaneda Gonzalez was getting washed or anything. It was just you could see he was the worse for wear, and I could see that unfolding in the middle rounds, right? Like, okay, I think Gonzalez is winning these rounds, but he's losing the war, right? Like Castaneda is going to get a shot, but it's going to have to come by stoppage. And then I didn't think he was going to sweep 7, 8, 9, 10. You guys think that I don't think this was a robbery. I don't think any of the cards were bad. I don't think the cards were bad at all. I had 95-94 Gonzalez. How did y'all have it? I don't think any of the calls were inappropriate. I could see 97, 92 um, for Gonzalez, and I could 95, 94. You're right. I mean, I thought I gave. I mean, maybe you can get there. You'd have to flip the first round, I guess. If you gave him 4, 7, 8, 9, and 10, that's 5-5. But the knockdown makes it a 1 point. A 1 point decision for Gonzalez, which is how I had it. I had it 95, 94 Gonzalez. You could have, I thought the scores were going to be 95, 94, 96, 93 Gonzalez in that range. But if you flip one more round, which is the first, both guys landed a really clean shot in the first. I thought besides the one really clean shot they landed in the first, Gonzalez boxed a little better. So I gave the first round to Gonzalez, but I feel like you could flip that. I feel like you could flip the first round and have it 95, 94 the other way and then give all the other close rounds to Castaneda. I don't think the I agree, RM. I thought Castaneda needed a knockdown. I thought look, I had him down 5-1. So I had him down 5-1 with the knockdown. I had him 5-1 after 6. I had him down 5 points after 6, which means he needed a knockout at that point. Now, you don't got a gun for the knockout. You don't got to go all in, but you got to start systematically breaking him down. You got to pick it up. You got to take more chances to break him down, right? Like, you don't got to stop him in one shot in the 7th. You have 12 more minutes, right? But it's got to come from the corner. Look, kid, you're losing this fight. And I said in the pre-fight video, I said Castaneda's going to start slow. I just didn't expect him. I thought by 4 he'd get going. He really didn't get going till 7, right? Like 4, 5, and 6, he did better, but he was still probably losing the rounds. I thought he won 4, but you could argue he didn't, right? You could probably argue he won 6. I didn't give it to him. But you can see, like, okay, he's landing. He's getting where he wants to get in the ring, but he's probably, and I go back, he may have not won the 4th, right? He just did a lot better in Yeah, shout out Tanahara. Tanahara's going to win. Tanahara's going to beat Andy Cruz. What do you guys think about Andy Cruz? I think him fighting Andy Cruz fighting Hector Tanahara is way too big a jump. Now, this is Andy Cruz's second fight. Andy Cruz fought Burgos when Burgos was 3 years older than when Tanahara fought him, and I thought Tanahara beat him better. This is a risky fight that Eddie Hearn's putting his boy Andy Cruz in. Tanahara would have won against Gonzalez tonight. Well, that's probably true, Ryan. He's also 10 pounds bigger, so factor that in, right? Tanahara's fighting. Oh, I guess this fight's is Andy Cruz fight at 35 or 40? Tanahara's, he's not a big puncher, which was going to make moving up in weight classes more difficult. That was going to be a difficult thing to do for Tanahara because he doesn't punch. But he's a naturally big guy. Like, I didn't think he could stay at 35 for long. I thought 40 might be a better fit for him, so he doesn't have to drain himself. Because when you go back and he got beat in by Zepeda, he looked slow in that fight. Like, he really, really, really looked slow in that fight. And I think that may have had something to do with the weight cut, right? And we've seen him fade in his next fight. And that may have to do with the weight cut. Like, Tanahara is not a puncher, so they're trying to keep him in the smaller weight classes so his power isn't exposed, right? Because you move him up to 40 or 47, like, he can't punch. So you try to keep him with the smaller guys. Maybe the power carries a little better at the smaller weight classes. But I don't think Andy Cruz is a puncher. I didn't really see anything next worldly about Andy Cruz that look, Tanahara. I always tell this story. What Clay Burns fought Hector Tanahara on the come up, and he fought Devin Haney on the come up. I asked him. He trains it forward. I know him well. I said, Clay, who's sharper at that level, at that stage of development? Who is better, Hector or Devin Haney? And he said without hesitation, Hector. Like, Hector's that dude, right? Like, he just doesn't hit, and then a guy like Zepeda can just walk through him. If you can't do what Zepeda does, and I think Zepeda may be the best guy at 135, you're going to have trouble with Hector. Like, Hector's skills and his speed is a problem. me respond to Ryan here. Um, but I think Hector has a real shot against Andy Cruz. Who do you guys like in the main event? Put in the comments who you guys got, Devin or Regis in the main event. I like Regis in there. I haven't looked at the odds yet because we're still a little ways out, and I'll do a show on that. Obviously, I think I like Devin. I'm really interested in seeing what the odds on that fight is. But PROBOX TV, shout out to PROBOX TV. PROBOX TV now has to fill a void for Showbox, right? Same kind of inventory, right? Like the same kind of fights they put on. Good fighters in great fights. You evenly match prospects against other prospects who aren't exactly setting the world on fire. You're not putting PBC prospects in there, right? Or top ranked prospects. You're putting just that next level of prospecting in really good fight, trying to get to that level. I think PROBOX, the last however long he's been around, a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it's been, I think it's been really, really good. Like I really, really like it. I hope it's around for a while. I got some issues, some concerns, how they're paying the bills there, right? Like when I first got the app, it was like $15 for the year. Okay. That's the price of a CD in 1996. It's not really much. Now you can get it for free, which means it costs nothing. But they have Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri, two former world champs who are in demand as commentators. And on the Spanish telecast, they got Juan Manuel Marquez. And they got decent fights, so you got to pay these guys something. I'd like to see what Tanahara got, what these guys, Castaneda and Gonzalez, got paid. I don't think they got paid peanuts. They probably got paid 15, 30 grand is my guess. You know, I would say Castaneda got 15, and Gonzalez. You got to pay him something. They're Jonathan Gonzalez was a touted guy who fought Robeisy Ramirez in a fight that at that time was the winner's going to get a title shot. You can't say like, these are club fighters or trash tier. These are good fighters, right? They're just one fight away. My hope is that you would get Castaneda and Gonzalez a rematch. I would almost be certain that that's not going to happen. Like, why would Gonzalez, who was just trying to survive the final 10 minutes of that fight, why would he do that again, right? Like, no one cares who Jorge Castaneda is outside of Texas and outside of Laredo, right? Like, no one cares. So I don't think you're going to get that fight again, but like, who wouldn't want to see that fight again? That was an awesome fight. It was an awesome fight. And look, we got a lot of fights left. We didn't get cleaned out on that one. We didn't totally get washed out on that one. That wasn't a horrible fight for us. We did lose money on it, obviously, but we were able to hedge, and we went with the over. But if you took my advice, you lost. I always say one time's bet $100 on the over. You lost $100 on Castaneda. And then you made money on the over, right? So I think you lost 100, but you won 35 on the over. That's where we would be if you took my advice on that fight. But we got a lot more fights. Hey guys, I did a video on Troy Williamson and Ajako. You guys asked me to do that. No one watched it. It got like 20 views on it. If you want to, I think Ajako, I think that's a good fight to make money on. But we also got Ryan Garcia fight. Like, we got a lot of fights this week to make money on. And I'm going to do another one on Barroso, the Barroso fight. What other fights? Is there anything else? Put in the comments. Is there any other fight that you guys want to see me do a video on? If you're in the comments and there's any fight you want this week that you want me to break down the odds, look, and I'm going to tell you, some fights are not like not every fight is a good fight to bet on. Thanks, Roy. Not every fight is a great fight to bet on, right? Like I say, there's always a bull market, but not every fight's a bull market. Like I said about the Super Bowl Matias fight, I think Matias is going to win, and I like the under. If I had to bet on it, I'd only bet on the under. But like, I'm not touching a fight that's violent, right? Like anyone in that Matias fight can get knocked out. I don't really like betting on that fight unless you're taking the under, and I love the under in that fight. It hit the under. But if there's a fight y'all want to see, you want me to play with the odds on, I'll show you the best way to make money on that fight. And look, not every fight not every fight is going to be a huge payday. Not every fight's massive, right? But like, in the Ajako fight, Ajako's going to win this thing. And you just, the odds are somewhere between -130 and -170, depending on what book you look at. And you just clean up and you just start banking money. Again, they don't know what they're doing. I've shown you guys so many fights where the odds are ridiculous. But you got Raw. Is the Troy Williamson fight worth looking at? Yeah, Raw. I would look at it. I think Ajako is definitely going to win that fight. Like I was initially when I first looked at the fight, there's just the names. Troy Williamson's got a knockout victory over Ted Cheeseman. He's been in with Josh Kelly. That's a world-class fighter, went the distance. And Ajako has fought nobody. So just top the dome, I'll probably take Troy Williamson. I went in, I watched a bunch of tape on both of them. Williamson is way more flawed than I thought he was, right? Like, he beat Cheeseman with a left hook, and he ran off some wins, Harry Scarf, and he got some wins. I don't know how he won them, so you can't take it away from him. I don't know how he's winning fights. You think he's getting stopped? You think he's getting? There was no over under on DraftKings, Ryan. I didn't see an over under on it. Troy's been tough. Like, why do you think he's gonna stop? I agree. Williamson's gonna lose to Ajako, but why do you think Troy Williamson is gonna get stopped? Do you think it's his chin, or do you think it's the power? Did he almost get? He got hurt. He did. That's true. That's true. Yeah. The odds have been going crazy on that fight. The time to lock in on that was a while ago. I think people like me said, let me go back and watch some Troy Williamson. It was like, nah, he ain't it, bro. Like, he's an athlete. Ajako's a better athlete. I don't think Troy Williamson is a puncher, right? What is he? He's a come forward fighter who can't really hit, who's not hyper athletic, right? Like, he's like a guard. He's like a poor man's Lamont Roach, kind of, right? Like, I don't know what that. And Lamont Roach has a world title. So shout out to Lamont Roach, but I don't see what's so good about him. Like, what's so good about Williamson? And again, when someone put in the comments, they asked me who I like in that fight. Top of the dome, I said Williamson because he's got the Cheeseman knockout. But nah, that guy's not it. Troy Williamson's not it. What else? What else do you guys? O'Hara Davies and Ismael Barroso. Who do you guys like in that? Yeah, over 8.5 is Roy. Is that for the? You guys? Yeah, Ajako's all the way up to minus 185. When I did my video, I think he was minus 170, and it had moved twice. He was minus 115, minus 130, and then when I went to go do the video, he was minus 170. Now, Roy, is that there's an over under? I would take the over 8.5 on that fight. I would. When I did it, all DraftKings had was live number was the money line. They didn't have over under, and I would take the over on that fight. I don't think Troy Williamson is getting stopped. Ajako's not really a mover per se. He's more like a boxer puncher, but he's a better athlete. And I think just like Troy Williams is going to come at you. If you just stay up the back foot, you can have him. Just sit there and outbox him, which I think he's going to do it. He's just going to win rounds. Roy, I would make that my lock of the week. Honestly, Troy Williamson on the over is my lock of the week. But lock into that now because those odds are getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Roy, is that from DraftKings? Are those the latest odds from DraftKings? Is that DraftKings or what book are you getting those odds from? They keep moving. I would go over. Over 8.5 is paying minus 370. It's kind of whack. Yeah, DraftKings. I always use DraftKings. I like using DraftKings. I think they get pretty good odds. It's user friendly. But see if you can get better than minus 180 on Ajako. Like, yeah, right. The odds are moving drastically on that. You just got minus 110. I saw minus 115. Moving. Right. When I first looked at it, like it was like minus 115 for Ajako and minus 110 for Troy Williamson. I was like, okay, this is an even money fight. And now everyone is betting on Troy Williamson, so they keep moving the odds. So that tells me two things: that everyone is betting on Jocko, and Vegas, the bookmakers, think Jocko is going to win, right? Like, and they're hedging their bet by moving those odds. But once you lock into that, it doesn't matter. Like, once you locked in, you're locked in. Those are the odds that you're getting. So if that's a fight that you're interested in betting in, let me know what you guys think. I would definitely lock into that. What else do you guys want to look at this week? Is there anything else y'all want to see this week? O'Hara Davies, that's a good fight. I think O'Hara Davies is probably gonna get knocked out, but he did survive Lewis Ritson, right? O'Hara Davies survived Lewis Ritson. Sean McComb and Sam Maxwell. Boy, that's a good fight. Is you want me to do that video? I can do that. I don't know the odds on that. I can pull it up, but I don't want to give you guys bad advice. What do they have on that? On DraftKings, they just have the money line in that fight, right? Is that all they have on that fight? Is the money line? Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. I'm looking for it. Sam Noakes, Brad, Gavin Gwynn. You guys interested in Gavin Gwynn and Emiliano Marcelli? Sean McComb and all right. I'm gonna put this up here. Hang on. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna present this. Share screen. Can y'all see this? This is Sean McCombs and Sam Maxwell. I'll do this. I'll do this next. Over 8.5 is minus 425. The money line. Where's the fight lines? I mean, that off the top of my head, that's what I'm looking at. Sean McComb and over 8.5. But I'll definitely, I was surprised by that. If you guys, I'm gonna go watch some Sean McComb. He's not really a puncher, right? He's tall and long. Yeah, he's got just 5 knockouts. I would probably take the over on that. But I'll do that. I'll hook that video up. I'll do that fight. McComb and Maxwell. Who McComb and Maxwell. Who y'all got in that? Ryan, yeah, Ryan. I did a video on that. Go check my video on that fight. Yeah, I got McComb too, I think, but I'm gonna go watch the video. That's not my official bet yet. Let me go watch the fight, right? I don't want to get caught in that. But yeah, Ryan Garcia is gonna win that fight on points, right? Like, Durante's gonna hit him, and you're gonna see Ryan respond the way Jonathan Gonzalez did tonight. He's going to respond the way Jonathan Gonzalez did. He's not going to like it. So he's just going to get on his bicycle and survive. Ryan Garcia will win the fight because he's a better boxer than Durante. But this fight, the odds are way too wide, right? And Durante is a real threat. And I think once he lands and he scores, Ryan's going to say, nah, screw it. He's going to hit Ryan in the body one time. And Ryan's just going to get back on his bicycle and win rounds and take a decision. I really like Ryan Garcia on the over. Ryan Garcia by points. I take the over. I take Ryan Garcia on the points. I would, by decision, I would bet that every single way possible. If you can get odds specifically, I know DraftKings doesn't do it, but other books do specifically on unanimous decision, I would take that. But no, I like Ryan Garcia to win the fight, obviously, and I like the fight going on the over. I like the fight going the distance. What do you think, Raw? What do you think? I got some people didn't like that. Some people said that they thought he's definitely going to knock Durante out. Durante is there to be hit. What do you think, Roy? You think Ryan's going to win by points, or you think he's going to stop him? McComb. Everyone likes McComb. McComb. I'll do that video. I'll do McComb and Maxwell. Let me watch the video. McComb and Maxwell, guys I'm familiar with, but I don't. Let me see if I change my mind. Let me see if I see anything in Maxwell that makes me think that he can pull his upset here. What do you guys think? You guys think Ryan Garcia is going to win by stoppage or on points? I'm gonna wrap this up soon. I've been on almost a half hour already. I appreciate you guys. I'll do this more if you guys are interested. I wish he had it in him. Seems like everyone is taking. Yeah, and I like Durante. I think Durante is really good. I just think Ryan's gonna be a little too much for him. Or like Ryan has enough power where he's gonna break you down. He's gonna hit you enough, and he's gonna break you down. It's not people want to talk about Ryan like he's some bum or not. Like he just doesn't like getting hit. Like he came out aggressive, he came out pressuring Tank, and then he got hit, and then they're like, nah, dog, that's enough. That's enough. I'm not gonna get hit again. I don't want to. I don't. And then Tank hit him with the body shot, and that was that. But I think Durante is gonna have some moments. Like I don't know how many rounds he's gonna win, but he's gonna land. He's gonna score. And I think Ryan's gonna run out the clock. Like Durante doesn't hit like Luke Campbell, so I don't think that Ryan's going to go in there and seek and destroy him. I think Ryan's going to outbox him. I think he's not going to turn him into a back foot fighter like he did with Game Boy Emmanuel to go. He's not going to do that. I appreciate that. Raw. And let me know, guys. Shout out to Raw Guru for the $5. I appreciate that. But save it when I get you a winner. Share the love. Right? When I tell you Mario Barrios is going to be Ugas by decision and it pays $8.50, then chip in. I appreciate you guys. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I'll do this again. I'll do this again for more fights. It's November 29th, 2023, from Texas to the world. Thank you. And God bless. Oh, guys, follow me on social media. It's 3D Boxing Blog on Twitter. Look forward to it. Looking forward to making more videos for y'all. Till the next one.